जय श्री राम। आज हम लोग 101 कैंटो 101 शुरू करेंगे। द समरी क्वेश्चन एज टू व्हाट मेड हिम गिव अप द सॉवरेनिटी ऑफ अयोध्या एंड एंटर द फॉरेस्ट इन द गार्ब ऑफ एन एसेटिक। भरत reproaches his mother and implores his elder brother to accept the kingdom and return to Ayodhya. Sri Ram, however, pleads that the command of their father is supreme and must be implicitly obeyed by both of them. The first part of it enjoining the exile of the elder brother being binding on him, and the second part bequeathing the kingdom to Bharat being binding on the latter. Now we start the chapter. Concluding from his ascetic garb, the aforesaid brother Bharat, to be full of love to himself, his elder brother Sri Ram, for his part, along with Lakshman, duly started questioning Bharat as follows. I wish to hear explained by you wherefore it is that you have come all this way to this region, clad in the bark of trees and deer skin, and wearing matted locks on your head. What for have you entered this region wearing the skin of a black buck on your person and matted locks on your head, relinquishing the sovereignty? Please state all this clearly. Addressed in the aforesaid words once again by the high-souled Sri Ram, a scion of Kakushta, closely embracing him, Bharat, the son of Kaikai, made the following submission with folded hands. Having performed a deed in the shape of disinheriting and exiling his own eldest son, most difficult to perform, as urged by his favorite spouse and my mother Kaikai, and abandoning us all, our mighty armed father ascended to heaven, sore stricken as he was with grief caused by separation from his most beloved son. O tormentor of foes, in this way she perpetrated this great sin that has taken away her own reputation, O noble brother. Failing to gain the prize in the shape of sovereignty, my widowed mother, emaciated as she is with grief, will descend into a most frightful hell. Be pleased to bestow this favor on me, your notorious slave, and have yourself consecrated like Indra, the ruler of gods, for the kingship of Ayodhya. You ought to be gracious to these people as well as to my widowed mothers who have sought your presence to propitiate you. You are fitted for sovereignty by virtue of primogeniture, and as such assume you the sovereignty which is your due, conformably with the principles of righteousness, and thereby enable your relations and friends to realize their ambition of seeing you installed on the throne of Ayodhya, O respecter of others. With you as its lord, let the entire globe cease to be without a master, even as an autumnal night ceases to be dismal when united with a bright moon. Solicited by me with bent head in conjunction with these ministers, be pleased to show grace to this servant who is at the same time your younger brother and pupil. You ought not to disregard the solicitation of this entire body of your father's ministers, who are not only well known but have continued through many past generations and are adored by you, O tiger among men. Saying so, full of tears, the mighty armed Bharat, son of Kaikai, clasped the feet of Sri Ram once more, touching them with his head. Embracing his younger brother, Bharat, who was sighing again and again like an elephant in rut, Sri Ram spoke to him as follows. How can a man of noble descent, rich in sattva goodness and dignified, and who has observed sacred vows like myself, perpetrate a sinful act for the sake of sovereignty? I do not discover even for a minute fault in you, O destroyer of four, nor should you reproach your mother through ignorance. Freedom of action on the part of elders with reference to their esteemed wife and progeny is always permitted by scriptures, O sinless and highly intelligent brother. You too should know, O gentle brother, that we are held by holy men to be in the same position in the world with reference to the deceased king emperor as the wives, progeny and pupils of a householder are considered as amenable to his control. The emperor King Dashrath was perfectly within his rights to lodge me in a forest with the bark of trees wrapped about me and wearing the skin of a black buck about my loins, or install me on the throne of Ayodhya, O gentle brother. The same degree of respect is due even to our mother Kaikai as is due to our father, who was honored by the world, O knower of what is right, and dwell among those practicing virtue. Commanded by these parents of mine, who are pious by disposition, in the words, proceed to the forest, O scion of Raghu, how can I do anything else? Sovereignty in Ayodhya, respected by the world, should be enjoyed by you, while I must dwell in the Dandak forest clad in the bark of trees. Saying so, and giving two different orders for us, two in the presence of the people, Emperor Dashrath ascended to heaven. Nay, that pious-minded king, the adored of the people, is your authority in this matter. You ought, therefore, to enjoy duly the share allotted to you by our high-souled father. Taking up my abode in the Dandak forest, O gentle brother, I, for my part, shall enjoy the share allotted to me by our high-souled father for 14 years. I consider that alone to be supremely good for me, which our high-souled father, who is respected by the world of human beings and is a compeer of Indra, the ruler of gods, has enjoined upon me, and not the state of Brahma, the lord of all the worlds, which knows no decay. Thus ends Canto 101 in the AYODHYAKAND of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Now we come to Canto 102. The summary: Bharat tells Sri Ram that having been deprived of the privilege of serving his elder brother, he will have nothing to do with sovereignty, and requests him to offer water to the spirit of his deceased father, who died with the thought of Sri Ram alone foremost in his mind, and further implores him to get himself consecrated for the sovereignty of Ayodhya. The obsequies of their imperial father having been duly performed by the two brothers Bharat and Shatrughan at Ayodhya. Hearing the exhortation of Sri Ram, Bharat, it is said, replied as follows: How will the code of conduct prescribed for a king avail me, who stand outside the range of that code? Disqualified as I am for sovereignty, being a younger issue of the king emperor. This has ever been the perpetual law amongst us, the Kshatriyas of the solar dynasty. O dwell among men, that so long as the eldest prince is alive, the younger one can never be king. Therefore, return with me to the affluent city of Ayodhya, O scion of Raghu, and get yourself consecrated for the kinship, for the continuance of a race of this race of ours. The king, whom the common people speak of as a human being, and yet whose conduct, which goes hand in hand with righteousness and worldly prosperity, they declare as superhuman, is esteemed by me as verging on divinity. While was away to the kingdom of Kaikeyi and you had proceeded to the forest, the sagacious king, who was given to the performance of sacrifices and was esteemed by the virtuous, ascended to heaven. Accompanied by Sita and Lakshman, you had just gone out of Ayodhya when, overwhelmed with sorrow and grief, the king departed for heaven. Get up, O tiger among men, let water be offered to the spirit of our deceased father. Shatrughan, standing here, and myself too, have already offered water to him. For the knowers of truth declare that water, etc., offered by a beloved son surely becomes inexhaustible in the realm of mains. O sign of Raghu, and you are undoubtedly the beloved of our deceased father. Bereft of you and stricken with grief caused by separation from you, and unable to divert his mind, which was solely attached to you alone, our father departed from this world, grieving only for you, longing for you, for your sight, and fondly remembering you alone. Thus ends Canto 102 in the AYODHYAKAND of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.